Okay, today we're going to change the credit card reader on the Titan 320, the newer generation version. We're going to start by taking apart the arc shield for the display. It's rather windy today, so bear with me. Hope it's not too disruptive for the video. Okay, that sounds like it was cross-threaded. We'll have to deal with that later. Matter of fact, I'm going to save that screw and put it back in that spot. There we go. Now we have to take off the back shroud, the metal plate cover. You can use an 8mm socket. Maybe you can't. I don't have the extension for this, so looks like we're going to do it another way. Just got to get it loose, then you can remove the nut by hand. These ones might be a little more challenging, and we may use a different tool. Okay, so we got the bracket mounted. Now we're gonna mount the Nayax unit. This is going to be the most difficult part of the installation. If you have two people, then you should use two people. Let's make sure that that's the right screw. It feels like it's correct, which I grabbed from here. Oh, this is the ones that I took out. Let me, here we go. I meant to grab these. This is what came with the Nayax unit. I'm using a device driver. Oh, you can use well, it looks like the appropriate tool is the device driver. Looks like they gave us one extra. And let's just check it to the threads. Yes, that is correct. So we're gonna stick it in here. Doesn't matter which one really, but the challenge is gonna be one person. You're gonna hold it here. Let me get rid of these screws. You're gonna get this ready with one hand. We're gonna reach around. We're gonna position that. And then we're gonna tighten it. If we're not sure if we got the hole, you can pull back, and then you can see that we didn't have it, although it was very close. There we go. We've grabbed a thread, so now I can leave it on there. We'll grab another one and repeat. At this time, you can see it from the back. If we can handle it with something. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to reach over here and push it, and then we'll run our threads in. I can't tell if that grabbed, but we'll just keep moving on and then we'll check it. Again, if you have two people, that's going to be the ideal way to make this installation. One person can hold it and the other person can thread it. There. That pulled it over. I don't know if you saw that, but we got it started, and then as I start threading, it pulled the unit over to match the mounting layout. Okay, the device driver was a little too small to really tighten on these, so I've grabbed my drill, and you can see it pull in as I tighten. We're going to go in a crisscross pattern, and we're going to hit them all more than once. Making sure this is tight is going to keep the seal that's on the back of the device. Making sure this bracket is tight is going to keep the seal on the between the bracket and the outside. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit these again just to be sure. We don't want to over tighten, but we want them very, very tight. Okay, so that should complete the installation, the physical installation. Now, or the mounting I should say. Now the green Ethernet cable is the one, well, we unplugged this to access the web config, and I'm going to use it again, so I'll leave it like that. But we're going to take this, and it looks like we don't have, oh, we barely have enough, but not quite. So I'm just going to snap this here. We can take this one too. See if we can get any more on that. It doesn't seem to be wanting to give too much, but we've got that. Gives it the slack it needs, cutting that zip tie. So that's going to make the communication with the router. This guy was PoE. We're simply going to just tuck it in there. We do need to power this unit, and Nayax has provided the means to do so. So this is the voltage regulator. Make sure it gets the voltage it needs. So this guy is going to plug into that, and this is going to plug to the wiring harness that they provided. So we can take this wiring harness, and we can plug it in the back of the unit. We'll identify our keeper. That's this guy, Merriam. So for these cables, now we're going to bunch them up. And we're just going to tuck them into here. I'm going to use this that they gave us. I'm going to run it through the loop around the bar, and then I'm just going to secure it to the bar. These guys are just hanging out, so we're going to bury them in that. Okay, so now we've set up our power cable. This is going to be the DC power. We'll take our strippers. This is the delicate part. First, we're going to cut off this little connector, discard it. Now we're going to strip this off. It's a very small jacket. I was kind of wondering if we could pull the whole thing off here, but anyways, it looks like they're immobilized in there. It won't slide. So we're going to take off, I don't know, it's about an inch and a little over an inch, inch and a half maybe. This is the delicate part. We don't want to nick the wires underneath the jacket. So I'm trying to just score the outer jacket and bend, and you can see that I did it very delicately. You always have to inspect it, see if you've compromised it. Now, because we don't have much cable to work with, if you did nick it, we're going to make sure that it won't short by contacting the other wire, and if it's safe, then you'll just tape it with electrical tape. So now I'll strip the ends out, and we're going to run these guys. Red is positive, black is negative. Here we have brown is positive, blue is negative. We'll take our device driver and we are going to hit 11 and 17. 11 is brown, so it's positive. So we'll take the red. We're going to aim for this hole here. Push in on the tab. And that, now you give it a little tug after you push it in. If it doesn't come out, then you've done well. We'll take the black. We'll push it into 17 port. So you don't want to get strands caught, so we'll twist it up and try again. There, we're in the 17 port. Now I'm going to push in on the tab. When the tab's pushed in, I'm going to push in on the wire. There we go. Make sure it's fully seated by tugging backwards. If it doesn't come out, it's not loose, then you've succeeded. This is where I should have some zip ties maybe, but we'll just keep going for the sake of the training. So now we're going to run this wire. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, now we're just going to take this and we're going to tuck it up. Here's a good starting spot, right in the crotch there. Now we're going to push it inside here. And then this is another important part. We have to run it up around this corner. So you just pull back on this plastic and route it behind. There we go. Now we have it. It's got the slack it needs for the door. It's terminated. The noises you were hearing was it coming online. So now we're going to put the wireway cover back on. And that's going to complete, well, mostly complete the installation. So all we have left is to button it back up. We'll take our metal shroud, let's make sure the wires come out of the bottom center, line it up. Now these guys here, oh, it doesn't really matter much, so I'm going to go ahead and just let them come out the side. If I'm doing more than one of these, then in the future I'll route them out the bottom, but it really doesn't matter, they're not being used. Well, that's too hard to get my fingers in there, so I'm going to use the tool. There we go. Okay, we'll grab our drill. We'll tighten this down, not too tight, because this is not a structural or a waterproofing member. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our Phillips tip. Grab our screws, 1, 2, 3. Now the fourth one was cross-threaded, remember that? So we want to make sure to put that one back in the compromised hole. Why? So that it was already in there once. It's already been messed up. We don't want to mess up another port. So we'll start with this one. I'm going to go the wrong way to seat it, go the right way, and there we found our problem area, so I won't go any further. Let's get the other ones on first. I don't have a visual, so I feel it out. Now we've got these 3 on. We're going to do the compromised one. It's going to make a lot of noise. And now we don't even need a zip tie. This guy's floating, and your installation is complete. take a look at the Nayax. There you go. There is going to be some more actions to do if they assign it to us, but for now it's done. There's some pre-configuration to do on this, and we'll figure that as we go. We're going to need to take a picture of this serial number so we can send it to the Nayax team. Okay, here's a minor update. Something we should have done while we were doing the Nayax installation is the antenna. It's not really used because of the Ethernet cable, but we need to provide it with the unit in case they ever want it. So I'm going to take this off. We'll grab the antenna. So what we're going to do is we're just going to screw the connector onto its... Oh, you have to take this off. No. Yeah. Oh, it's not a screw type anymore. Okay. Well, we have a plug type now. And I guess you can just discard this. We'll run this out the bottom like we have been. I'm just going to go ahead and unwind it to get the kinks out. Or at least till we get to where we're going. Alright, so we're going to leave some slack for the door. Come out the bottom, slack for the door, and we're going to tie it up right here. This is the holder nut if it were to be mounted on the unit, but we're not doing that. So I'm going to tighten that, but not all the way. And I'm going to take the whole assembly, put it up near the SECC board, and grab onto these wires here with a zip tie that I brought over. You can do this however you like. I'm going to go once with the wire and once on the holder nut. That's just my preference. There we go. I'm not even going to cut these. I'm going to leave them. They can be easily identified. Here's our wire. It's just going to run along with these, so it needs a little bit of slack. I didn't bring a third zip tie, but I still have this, so I'm just going to wrap it around and secure these. A zip tie works just as well, or even better, I should say. And now we have the antenna installed. Just going to put the shroud on just like before, and then we will truly be done with this installation. Well, that's a lie. We still need to brand it. And I forgot to bring that up. Oh, it looks like our little tie wrap failed, and I should get a zip tie. It's just not long enough to grab all those. Okay, so final step. Oh, look at that. Found a zip tie. Okay, final step. We're going to take our Linkwell sticker that they shipped us. Now I'm a bit of a stickler for level, but I think we're just gonna have to do our best here. It's gonna go in between here. So I'll take it off of the backing. Oh, the wind is not helping. It looks pretty level at first glance. There we go. I like it. I'm gonna stick it. There we go. Inside out to get the bubbles out. And we have now branded the Titan. That's the complete. They're going to add a 1 and a 2 is what they told me, but for now they don't have that, and there may be another logo up here. But this is the Linkwell pre-configuration process for now.